Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur has admonished people of northern descent to live in peace with their neighbors in order to attract more infrastructural development. Mr. Amissah-Arthur said no investor would put money in a restive area, let alone government extend development there. Mr. Amissah-Arthur gave the advice when he called on the chiefs in the northern region, a region which has seen relative calm in recent times. Nutor Bibini Nutor has more.
The Vice President's mission to the Northern region was to garner votes for the Mahama Amissah-Arthur 2016 bid, but he found it pertinent to call on the traditional authorities, of which the overlord of the Mampurgu Paramountcy, Bohagu Mahami Abdullahi Sheriga, was the first. The Paramount Chief is one of the three eminent chiefs who mediated at the height of the Dagbang crisis. The respected chief urged all political parties to go about their campaign void of mudslinging and character assassination. Mr. Amissah-Arthur thanked the chief Bohagu Sheriga for the service to country. He later met some party enthusiasts outside the palace. He asked the people of Mampurgu traditional area to renew the mandate of candidate John Mahama and the NDC, given the huge public investments in the area, especially the Wale Gambaga Nalerigu Road. This, he said, has opened up the area to investors and development. The palace of the Sakogu chief, Kosorana Mohammed Mahamid, was the next port of call. The chief pledged his traditional area's support to peace and to the Mahama 2016 bid, since, in his words, only NDC governments do extend development to his area. Addressing a group of party faithful outside the palace, Vice President Amissah-Arthur asked the people to intensify their campaign to ensure the NDC wins resoundingly in the 2016 election. He later called on the chief of Nakbanduri, David Kansuk. A couple of years ago, Nakbanduri was a no-go area because of the conflict between the Bimobes and neighboring Kokombes. It took government's effort to broker peace between the two brothers, for which reason the chief was thankful. Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur gave government's word to keep permanent peace in Nakbanduri for development. From here, Mr. Amissah-Arthur's entourage went to the Kokombes, first to the chief of Naswa, Wajak Iwelebe, where the vice president urged peace and decorum among the people during and after the elections. He later inspected one of the community senior high school projects under construction in Namong. The contractor have delayed work on the project, and the people have blamed their parliamentary candidate for not putting pressure on the contractor to deliver. But the administrator of the funding agency, Get Fund, Mr. Samgaba, explained how some 5,000 schools under trees have been removed, shift system in urban areas stopped, and now community senior high schools are being built under the NDC government.
As you open access by removing school under trees, by building more junior secondary schools, you are now creating a problem at the senior secondary level. That is how these community day schools started. We are doing 200 of them. Currently, 123 are being constructed. About 50 are finished. They will not vote for any other party apart from any. They will vote for them.
The team later made whistle stops at the palaces of the Dandurana in Yonyo and that of Bungpurugu Alhaji Abuba Nasmong, where they all thanked President John Mahama for bringing development to their area. Mr. Amissah-Arthur also addressed crowds of party supporters who waited until midnight. He asked them to intensify their campaign so as to sweep every vote in the area for the NDC. Nutor Bibini Nutor, GBC 24, Northern Region.